Hey there, it's Megan, and welcome back to the show, Built to Last. I am really looking forward to diving into more conversations about client experience, elevating client results, and extending the lifetime value of our clients. Now, when we typically talk about these topics, our mind goes straight to marketing and sales and renewals. And, people are going to get to the end of my program. I need to have a conversation with them and invite them to stay for an additional year. And then when they don't, especially our clients who have gotten really great results in our programs, when they don't renew, we can be extremely shocked and wonder why. So I have a question for you. Are you designing your group programs based on how you want to deliver them? Or are you taking into consideration what adults need in order to reach their individual goals? If you listen to no other podcast of mine, listen to this one. So one of the aspects of my business is that I get to do consulting and strategic work with high growth companies in the expert and coaching industries that deliver medium to large size or large scale group programs. Where I learn the most when I work with my clients is by talking to my clients, current and past clients in their programs. My consulting clients all lead group programs that have promises in various categories, from business all the way to mindset and everything in between. Most of the participants in these programs I speak to and come across are all really successful people. They were successful in whatever category they were successful in before they ever joined the program, meaning they have successful lives. They have successful personal lives. They had a successful career. They may, for all intents and purposes, already have to whatever degree, a successful business. Maybe they're successful financially, but they all do well for themselves. Basically, there's nobody that's just on the struggle bus and cannot make ends meet. And I say that because the folks that I'm talking to are really intelligent, smart people, okay? They're people who are getting great results in the program that they're in. In fact, some of the people I talk to are getting better results than they intended. They're actually exceeding their own goals. And here's what I want to make really clear. When clients go through your group coaching program, whether it's a group program, a certification, a year-long mastermind, an in-person event, whatever it is, results alone do not equal client satisfaction, client happiness, nor do results indicate that a client renewal is going to happen in the future. I'm going to say that again. Results alone do not equal client satisfaction, happiness, nor does it indicate that a client is going to renew in the future or stay in your ecosystem. And this is where we can get really surprised as business owners who have a business model that is largely based on serving clients in a one-to-many aspect. Well, they got such amazing results. They were like a star student in my program. They exceeded the promise that I made on the sales page for the program. Why on earth would they leave and go find another coach? Why would they leave and go find another program? And let me be really clear that if people are already consumers and they're buying coaching programs, they're not all of a sudden going to stop buying coaching programs. They're going to go out and they're going to find another coach. They're going to find another program, and they're probably going to do it relatively quickly. Now, oftentimes the business owner, we can be very quick to just cast blame and frustration and talk negatively, even publicly, about our client base and consumers in general. There's a lot. I mean, if you just open up Instagram or Facebook, I really see this on Facebook more than anywhere. We see posts all the time that are talking very negatively about, they're not naming certain clients, but they're just sort of like lumping coaching program consumers all in one basket. And they're saying like, you've got shiny object syndrome, you're coach hopping, you're running around from trying to buy like one coaching program because you're just trying to find the next big trend and the next big best tactic. That may be happening for some people. Some people, yes, perhaps you may be right, but it's the small margin. The larger percentage of people, look, think about it this way. Most of us as consumers, I'm a consumer, you're a consumer. If you've got coaching programs, you're probably in them too. We're all consumers. None of us want to get through halfway through a coaching program and feel like it's not the right fit for us. None of us want to get to the end of the coaching program and exit. None of us want to exit the coach we're working with. None of us want to have to go yet again, find another coach, build the know, like, and trust, start off with somebody all over again. You know, it takes about 6 months, I'd say 6 months to really get to know your clients and get really in tune with them. No consumer wants to sit around and go through that whole process again with a new coach. So I really want you to keep that in mind. None of us are out here with the desire to go work with as many coaches and join as many coaching programs as we possibly want. Let me give you an example. I'm not someone who really goes to the doctor ever, like maybe once in 10 years. I go to like naturopaths and chiropractors and things like that. But think about your doctor, or actually, here's a better one. Getting your hair done. Ladies, I know most of my listeners are ladies. I have been getting my blonde hair colored since I was in the 8th grade, right? It's a big deal. I would say out of all the hair colors, blonde is probably the toughest to color. So I'm always looking for an extremely good colorist. Once I find one, you better believe I am not leaving anytime soon. I desire to be loyal. If I find somebody who is good at coloring my blonde hair, and they have a lot of artistry and a lot of creativity, plus they also listen to me, and the entire experience at the salon is a joyful, fun, relaxing, I know they care about me type of experience, I'm not going anywhere. I get my hair done every 10 weeks. That's at least 5 times a year, maybe 6. So at least 5 times a year. I do not want to go find a new colorist at five different times a year, because probably 4 out of 5 are going to suck. So the only reason I'd be going and finding another colorist, it's not because, I mean, they're all going to color my hair. They're all going to provide me with some kind of experience. They're all like pretty much using the same tools. I mean, foils and the mixing stuff and it's the same process anywhere I go, but some colorists are better than others, and some salons provide a much better experience than others. But none of us want to have to go find a new hairstylist every so often. I don't even want to go find one like every 5 years. I would like to stay with one. So I want you to imagine that and think about your clients. None of your clients want to constantly go find a new coach and a new coaching program every year, but they have to. They have to. And this is where we as an entire industry have got the greatest opportunity that we've ever had, because almost no one is doing what I'm talking about here today. And that is providing a world-class red carpet experience for your adult learners in a group dynamic setting. Why is nobody doing it? Because nobody's teaching it. Nobody's teaching it, which is why I decided to. So let's keep going. I kind of went off on a tangent to tell my stories, but let's pick back up with results alone do not equal client satisfaction, happiness, or indicate a client renewal in the future. Your clients can achieve tremendous results on paper in your program and have a horrible experience inside of your program. So both can actually be happening. Your clients can get incredible results and also have a horrible experience in your program. And maybe you're thinking like, how on earth does it happen? It's happening every day. I'd say it's happening with probably 80% of the people going through programs. Again, this is another reason why coaches and leaders and mentors, whatever you call yourself, there's so much more to focus on than client results. And I would say, especially in the business coaching category. The majority of the business programs any of us are joining and have joined, we are primarily being taught, and the conversations we're having in those programs are largely about marketing and sales, which are the two things that are around client acquisition and making money. And we're not really instructed on anything else other than that. And from a marketing and sales perspective, we are taught you have to have a program promise. You've got to be able to articulate it. You've got to promise client results. And then you've got to get your clients to that point. And so what's happened is we have a lot of coaches and experts that are just solely focused on, I've got to promise these incredible results for my clients, and I've got to promise bigger results and more specific results. But then we've got a group of experts and coaches and mentors that do not have the skill set to actually deliver on that. It's not that we've got a bunch of scam artists running around. It's not that we've got a bunch of manipulative people running around. It's not like we've got a bunch of people who are trying to do bad and wrong and mean things to their clients. It's not like we've got a bunch of people who are greedy, who only care about making money. We've got a lot of folks who are experts at what they're creating programs around, who have been guided by business coaches, whoever, who were guided by other business coaches previous to them, who are experts in marketing and sales, which is fine and great. And we need it. And we need a lot of it. And we need a lot of ethical people who are teaching that. What we don't have are a bunch of people who are skilled and have an expertise and a background and a training and experience in adult learning, adult psychology, psychological behavior, group dynamic, providing client experience, knowing how to hold clients accountable, knowing how to have uncomfortable conversation and facilitating uncomfortable conversation. We're just not seeing that inside of business coaching programs. You also don't find it inside of coaching certification programs either. So we've got to start focusing more or promising beyond just client results. And again, especially in our business coaching program category, time and time again, I hear the exact same thoughts and feelings from highly intelligent and self-aware, emotionally stable, successful people regarding the missing pieces and components from the programs they're currently in or were recently enrolled in but didn't renew. So a lot of my findings that I'm getting ready to share with you not only come from my 17 years of experience working with groups and leading groups, it also comes from the countless interviews and conversations I have with my own consulting clients, right? So about, I'd say 70 to 80% of my diagnosis and my prescription for what someone needs to do to change and shift and elevate and improve the way they are delivering their group program comes from what their clients are saying. Because I'm a third party and their clients are insanely honest with me. And I'll share this. I have never heard a single one of those people I've interviewed say they didn't like the coach. They're actually obsessed with the coach. They love the coach. It's the experience that they don't like. So in no particular order, I'm going to share with you 5 different things that your clients are craving for you to deliver on inside of your group or one-to-many programs, whatever you call them. And again, this is also, my background is in public education. I was a high school teacher in the face-to-face classroom, and I worked for North Carolina Virtual Public Schools as a teacher of the online classroom. And I also worked for a really high, super high level, very large scale coaching company where all of our programs were group oriented and they were all 12 months long. I got to work with over 1,000 of our clients and I ran those programs. So over the course of the last 17 years, I've built this expertise and experience through training, through education on what's going to lead our clients, not just to results, but also levels of satisfaction and happiness that increase retention, that increase renewals, that increase re-enrollments, and keep people in your ecosystem even longer. That's what's actually going to help create more sustainability inside of your business. So the number one thing that they tell me about the programs that they're in, and these are the things that are missing, is a full accountability system. I always ask my interviewees what they mean by accountability, because what we hear a lot of coaches saying, and you could just scroll around on social media and they're talking about it. They don't believe that they should be hand-holding clients, or they'll use the word like coddling or enabling clients, that these are a bunch of adults and they should go fill out the spreadsheets that I have in place for them. And if they don't, that's on them. I'll tell you exactly why clients stop filling out your weekly accountability spreadsheets, which I'm a huge fan of spreadsheets. I probably have too many spreadsheets for my clients to fill out. That's a big challenge for me, to reduce it down to something that's just like one and super simple, because I love tracking. Clients stop filling out your forms or updating like their check-in, progress check-in spreadsheets that you have available for them, because you're not following up. There's nothing in the program. So they're coming in and they're filling it out, and they're talking about what's working, their celebrations, and they're also telling you their challenges and what goals they're not reaching, but you nor no one on your team are reaching out to support them. The next call that you have the following week, nothing's talking about any of whatever they put in those spreadsheets or those check-in forms. So to them, there's zero accountability. It's actually not really serving the client just to come in once a week and fill that stuff out. It helps them a little bit, but they're in a coaching program because there's an expectation that the coach, the program, and the coaching staff is going to support me based on what I'm saying about myself and about my progress and about my results in this spreadsheet. If they're not, why on earth is it here? And why am I spending my time doing it? So what they do not mean when clients say they want more accountability in your program is that they need someone checking in on them to make sure they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's not actually what they mean by accountability. They want follow through from the team on the accountability measures that are in place that the clients are being asked to use on a weekly, biweekly, or monthly basis. So my question to you is, what are you doing with and how are you utilizing the data, progress check-ins, and accountability methods once the client submits that information to you? That needs to be part of your program, not just the forms, not just the spreadsheets, but you need to do something with it. And that needs to be baked into and a significant part of your program. Clients will stop filling out your accountability forms and spreadsheets because there is zero follow-up or follow through from you, the program, or the coaching team. All right, number two thing that I hear from clients is they have an expectation and a desire, and they want more of a team-wide and holistic view of them and, if you're a business coach, their business, or them and their relationship, or them and their health, whatever it is. So if you're someone running a group program that has like probably 15 or more people in it, more than likely you've got another person on your team, even if it's just an associate coach, that is interacting with your clients. And one of the complaints that clients have when I interview them is that when they talk to one team member and then they talk to another team member and then they talk to a third team member throughout the duration of the program, they're having to spend so much time catching that team member up to speed because the team member has no idea what's going on with them. Okay. That is extremely discouraging to clients, and they see it as a really big waste of their time. They also see that you and your staff and your coaching program isn't actually set up to have a holistic view of what's going on in their world. Okay. So this becomes really important as you expand your team and you bring additional program coaches and client support personnel on board to help you deliver and operate your program. All team members should absolutely have access to documentation in a central location on each client in your program that is consistently updated as the client progresses through your program. So every single time a team member has a touch point with a client, there should be a central document somewhere. They go in and they update it. And then the next time another team member talks to the client, they need to open that document up and they need to refresh themselves on the latest about that client so that when they speak to the client isn't spending 10 or 15 minutes, because it takes that long, to update them and catch them up to speed, because it's a waste of their time and it's a waste of the money that they invested. There also needs to be a process in place for the documentation of client information starting with the sales team. The sales team is the first group of people who are talking to the client. And if you, the business owner, are the sales team, that begins with you. And yes, the business owner must also follow the same process as his or her team members do. I hear that a lot when I'm training team members. I hear that team members have developed a process around having a holistic view of clients so that everybody on the team always knows what's going on with the client. It's consistently updated, but the downfall actually happens with the business owner because they're not following the process. And then that has a trickle down effect, and it just sort of messes everybody up on the team. So the business owner, you actually have to follow the process and the protocol as well. All right, number 3, this is a loud one. I hear this from every single person I talk to that I'm interviewing. Remember, I'm interviewing my clients' clients to figure out how they're experiencing the program. I'm talking to clients who are renewing. I'm also talking to clients who did not renew. Okay. They're actually not really saying much different. They really aren't. I'm not hearing something that's so drastically different from clients who are choosing to renew versus clients who are not choosing to renew. I would say the ones that choose not to renew are just slightly a little bit more dissatisfied than the ones who are renewing, but the things they say are missing and they would like to see in the program, 100%, it's about the same. And that third thing that I'm hearing in no particular order is this really amazing word that I love. It's in the name of my business, and it is structure. I love structure. I'm obsessed with structure. I'm a former public educator. Your best teachers in a classroom have the most structure. They run their classroom based on structure. In fact, I started teaching when I was 22. I got a master's in teaching after I graduated college with a business degree. And the teachers in the building where I taught who had student teachers that were in the Teaching Fellows program at UNC Chapel Hill, which is about 15 minutes up the road from our school, they would send them to my classroom for the purpose of observing classroom management. Not only did my students get really great results, not only were my students highly engaged, all of them, not only did they love my class and they were satisfied, the reason that happens is not by chance, it's by design. And that comes with structure. Your students now just happen to be adults. If you are teaching a curriculum and guiding, leading, facilitating, coaching in a group setting, those adult clients are your students, and that's your classroom. And you have to run it like that. So you've got to run your programs like that. Then you've got to run your business like a business. So there's really 2 skill sets that you must learn. You've got to learn all the skill set of running a business, which is a completely separate category than knowing how to run a classroom of adult learners, so that you're leading them to a path of not only getting results, but having an epic experience where they're highly satisfied and very happy and feel really connected and feel this sense of belonging. That is only going to happen by design, and it's only going to happen when you've got the proper structures in place. When you don't, your clients they're not benefiting at the level that they could, and they're really struggling to get through your program, and they're struggling to come up with reasons why they should stay. And it is largely due to lack of structure. Structure really does begin with the onboarding process. Call structure, program structure, in-person retreat structure, curriculum structure, how they're signing up to have one-on-one sessions with you or the coaching team, and everything that you could possibly think of needs to have a structure. Clients are craving it. Period. End of story. The less structure, the less clients will attribute their results and success to your program. And that is a fact. They're telling me that. Number 4, this is what clients are craving in your programs. Fewer training topics covered. Now, the majority of my clients are not working with people who are newbies in a particular topic. So I want to make that really clear. You may be thinking, well, gosh, this just sounds like it's coming from a bunch of clients that are not self-aware. They're not intelligent. They haven't been around the block a few times. They just don't know how this works. My clients' clients are highly intelligent, already successful people who are getting great results. I just want to make sure we're really clear about that. So the fourth thing that I'm hearing is fewer training topics need to be covered. Too many different topics shoved into a single program, even if it's a mastermind program or a group coaching program of any kind, does not equal more value to the client, whether it's organized or not, doesn't matter. In fact, in the client's mind, it equals less value. Clients feel, and this is what they're telling me, that the more training topics that are covered, the less anything of substance is actually covered. That's huge. And then finally, number 5, remember, this is not a total list. It's not a complete list. These 5 are the ones that I hear the most, but it's not all of them. So number 5 is connection with community. Adults are craving real connection with people who are in it with them. I keep shouting from the rooftops that gathering a group of the same people on Zoom once a week, placing them into a private program Facebook group and bringing clients to in-person retreats does not automatically equal connection or community. It just doesn't. Connection is something that must be facilitated. It's an art and a science. Again, clients might be getting great results while in your program, yet they can feel disconnected to their peers. And more than likely, when they feel disconnected to their peers, there is no reason for them to renew. One of the biggest pieces of value that a client sees when joining a group program or a mastermind is connection, sense of belonging. I want to find my people. I want to be with people who are in it with me, who are supporting me, who have my back. Let me give you an example of what I'm hearing some clients say about the community. Even though they're in a mastermind, they're in a group, they're like, you think they're surrounded by people all the time because there's things that they can be tapping into with the group on a weekly basis. So most masterminds and group programs, like it's pretty standard at now. I don't know a program that doesn't have somewhere for the clients to gather 24/7. Predominantly, we're using Facebook groups for that. Other platforms are starting to pop up now, and people are leaving Facebook groups, but it's not happening very fast. I'd say still like 90% or more of all coaching programs out there that are group, they're putting all their clients into a private Facebook group. So even if that exists inside of your program, what clients do not like is when there are cookie cutter posts from the team on like certain days of the week. They don't like it when they're posting celebrations or questions and like none of their peers are really responding to it. They do not like it when they're posting in there, but the team is really, really slow to respond. If there's just not a lot of camaraderie and cheerleading and supporting of one another from their peers, they just are like, it's pointless. Why would I go in there? Now, what a lot of business owners will tell me who are running programs is, well, they're adults. I shouldn't have to facilitate that. Well, the truth is that your adult clients are not going to automatically know how to facilitate their own community. It's one of the reasons why they're there in the first place, because you're the leader. So the business owner's job, the main coach, the leader's job of the group program or the mastermind and certification, you have to facilitate community and connection. And when community and connection is in place, your clients are actually going to learn better. And when you combine those two things, the learning with the engagement and the engagement with each other together, and you have to put things in place that this is actually being cultivated inside of your program. It has to be an element of your program. That is what's going to lead to transformation and higher levels of satisfaction, which then leads to extending the lifetime value of your client, which is what you want from the business owner perspective of all this. So again, clients might be getting great results while they're in your program, yet if they feel disconnected to their peers, more than likely they're not going to renew, which is not good for you as a business owner. Look, here's the deal. And I shared this a few minutes ago. Most clients truly do love the person who they, leading the program, you, the business owner, they love you. They're literally singing your praises. They love the coach. They love the leader. They love the business owner. It never is anything personal. I have not heard one person talk negatively or even say a single negative thing about the actual business owner. In fact, they're telling me all the amazing things they love about the business owner, but they're still leaving the program. And there's a reason why. It's not enough. Being around you and in your energy and in your proximity, it's not enough any longer. And we used to be able to sell our programs based on that. Each of the 5 items that I've shared with you today are basically systems and processes that I help my clients develop and deploy inside of their already existing group programs. And like I said, it's just a short list. Just because you were successful at the thing you now teach or coach on in a group setting doesn't mean that you know how to design, develop, and distribute a world-class group program to a dynamic, diverse group of adult learners. For a long time, I've not agreed with either argument about the coaching industry that we've been hearing for the last few years. No, we don't have a bunch of scam artists who are just taking people's money and don't actually have anything to offer. That's not true. On the flip side, we don't have a bunch of lazy clients who don't want to show up and do the work. It's just not true. Your clients want to be super successful. They want to be A+ students. They want to get the most from themselves while working with you. They don't want to leave and go somewhere else every year. Where we have a gap is simply a lack of training in the areas that are needed in order for our adult clients to have a best-in-class experience, learn, engage, participate, implement, and perfect what they're doing to get even better results. I've made it my mission to work with the leaders who truly desire to be best in class, who want to be the gold standard in their field and industry, who are willing to roll out the red carpet for the incredible people we call clients they have the privilege and honor to serve. So if you're one of those people who want to blaze the trail of elevated client experience, improved client results, and see an increase in client retention, as well as in community engagement, I promise your life will be much easier this way. You will lead your programs in a much more relaxed state. Then send me a private message on Instagram or Facebook. Let me know that you heard this episode. This is exactly what I do. Smooth out the challenges, create improvements in your group program process, instill simple systems so you can better scale, all with an eye for what will best serve the people who are keeping you in business, the client. And one other thing, if you really enjoyed this episode, if you got some value from it, and you can think of some peers or colleagues or friends who you think would really benefit from hearing this, just share this message out, this message and episode out with them. You can go copy the link, send your friend or your colleague an email or a message, let them know what you loved about it, include that link, they'll click it and they'll get to listen to this as well. I need as much help as I can possibly get getting this message to more of our top-notch group program and mastermind coaches and leaders who are extraordinary business owners. And we want our clients to have a much better experience. We want them to get even better results. We want them to feel really high levels of satisfaction and happiness. And even beyond that, we want them to feel a sense of belonging. And that is a skill set that we now are being asked and demanded to learn and master and perfect from our clients, because we are living in a consumer economy. So if this is up your alley, reach out to me on social media. Facebook and Instagram are the best places to do that. Send me a message. I'll also pop my email here, info@structuredfreedom.com. Let me know you heard this episode. Tell me a little bit about your program. We'll go ahead and kickstart that conversation. We'll hop on a call. I have a couple of ways that I work with people, either in a one-on-one consulting and strategic advisory fashion. I periodically host in-person 2-day events here in Tampa, Florida, where I teach you all of these strategies. So it's a couple of ways that we can work together. We'll start the conversation and we'll go from there. And until our next episode next week, remember to design a business and life that is built to last.